The following presentation does not represent Australian opinion or intellect. We do not speak for any religious order or ethnic minority. We are not political scientists or uni graduates. We're insignificant upper-lower class scum, comparing notes and airing grievances. It's just our opinion. Deal with it.
No way that the GST will ever be part of our policy. Never, ever. Never, ever. It's dead.
If they don't like it, go back to where their fathers
It is a
were,
big
their parents
idea.
come from. No, we don't need them.
A new world order. By 1990, no Australian child will be living in poverty.
Right.
You should shell out. That's what they say. Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go.
Is that a heater or is this an aircon?
Fuck if I know, man. I don't know.
I'd be both.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Swings both ways.
I was gonna say, it looks kind of dated, man.
Looks like something in a motel you went to when you were...
The aircon, tell you what though, the aircon's good. The aircon's really good.
Hang on a second.
I know about heater, man.
Yeah, I remember the aircon last summer
Yeah,
we used it.
aircon's good.
I just said that, like the... Where's my phone? Did I even bring it?
You and that phone.
Shut up. Let's see what's up my ass.
You and that damn phone.
What's wrong with my phone?
It's always losing it.
Yeah, it's fucking battered, man. The thing, like... I've just dropped it too many times. Actually, that's a problem. I actually treat my phone like shit.
I didn't even have a case on mine.
Oh, do you know what I can't stand, man? I'm going to throw him under the bus.
Oh, where's your fucking phone?
I'm going to throw him under the bus.
Right where I left
just
it.
for finally getting... This is what's it called?
Retribution.
Yeah, retribution. After like 17 years, I'm throwing my cousin under the bus. He was the worst with like electronic shit. You know when you got that little plastic slip on your phone when it was brand new?
Yeah.
He would keep that on there.
My dad was the same.
Dude, I'd be like, take it off. It looks like shit. He's like, no, you protect the screen. I'm like, you're fucked.
Yeah.
This is back when we were like in high school. You know what I mean?
Nokia's, what, 3210s?
I swear to God, he used to keep it on forever and a day, and I used to lose it. I go, dude, just enjoy the phone, man. Like, relax, you know?
Yeah, my dad used to persist with it, even though it had all hairs underneath it.
Oh, it's disgusting.
And it just, you could hardly even see the screen, but nah, it's got to stay on there.
No, man.
And then when you finally do take it off, it's like pure heaven, just so soft
Yeah,
and
and then you drop
smooth
it.
and fresh. And then the next day you drop it, yeah. Sorry.
I was going to say, man, you know, you said, what do you call that aircon just then? You said,
Dated.
Looks like something out of a motel we went
Yeah.
to, like a budget motel.
Where was I? And I fucking saw it.
$79 a night, mate, down.
Did I write it down? I was sitting somewhere. And
Super loud humming while you're trying to sleep.
Easier.
where the
Every now and then it clunk, 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 clunk. Ooh.
You've been in a lot of motels.
Yeah.
left there as a child.
You know I love
Fend
motels.
for yourself.
Yeah, man, he wakes up, the car's...
He gets a continental breakfast.
Yeah. And the Indian cleaner comes in, just sees him lying in bed, eating cereal.
Hey.
I was going to say, I can't remember where I was, man. I was out waiting for something, like an appointment or... can't remember, like shopping. I was sitting somewhere waiting for something, some service, and they had a fucking...
Waiting for your pedicure to finish.
Yeah, that's what it was. You see my feet? My feet are fucked. I was...
Maybe you need a pedicure.
yeah.
Little
That's 'cause of the
TLC.
boots, dude. It's because of the fucking boots and all the futsal and shit that I've played. Like, I keep kicking shit and just... Yeah.
Turf toe.
Yeah. I looked up and there was a fucking clock in the wall and it had that grey silver like outline.
Yeah. The
You
border of it. Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember that clock?
Yeah.
I can't remember where I was, but it was somewhere random.
Woolies still has one, I think, in Clarinda.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Maybe it was Woolies that I saw it at. I can't
Dude,
remember.
they've still got everything that's the same in there.
It was somewhere. Where I was wasn't dated, but that clock was fucking there, and it just took me back to being in primary school, just staring at the clock, waiting to go to recess.
Just a giant white face clock, right?
Yeah, with the grey silver aluminium sort of like.
It was in like the hallway of your school or something.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think
standard.
I think I feel what you're saying.
It took me back. Like I was looking at it, and I'm like, "Fuck." Okay, that reminds me of like being a kid in primary school waiting. Then it reminded me of like being in the dental hospital or the dentist.
Has it got that really loud tick with the seconds? Click.
Yeah.
Click. Click.
It's just sort of smooth though. It's like a smooth transition
Oh yes.
sort of clock.
Yes.
But it's got that grey. It's just got that grey fucking iconic grey outline, man. But dude, literally. I flashed back because I flashed back to being in primary school. I flashed back to being in Greek school, like at another local primary school. The dentist, the doctor, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, when did they just decide that was the standard? Like, some dude had a contract for every fucking Victorian state school. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, here you go, take these.
The most
Something
dull.
like that.
Yeah, man. Exactly.
Found it.
Yeah. And it sort of stuck out from the wall.
Yeah.
Good 10 centimetres.
I remember the red.
Yeah.
A very conformist sort of
it seems really
dull conformist
dull
clock.
and I just...
Just to keep you in line. This is what you're living on, children.
Do you remember... Like, and that's what I thought back to, like, because it straight away took me to primary school. Like, I just remember being in grade 4 staring up at the... Because it was above the teacher's head and to the right.
And it goes backwards.
And I remember when I think it was in grade 4, the clock was actually situated behind us.
Yeah.
Like, where my seat was, behind us above the doorway or something. And every, 4 minutes, I'd turn around and look at the clock. I remember getting told off for it.
Eyes to the front, Dimitri.
Yeah. Like, why aren't you paying attention? I didn't want to say I'm looking at the time so I can leave. Being 9, 10 years old, and that was the excuse. I don't know, for some reason, it just reminded me.
Yeah, but as a kid, you look at the clock and you think, say it's like 2 o'clock, and you're like, oh, all right, I'll look away for a little while, because then the time will go quicker. You look up, it's like 2:04. What the hell, man?
But you do that now.
Yeah.
When you're at work, you just watch the clock. It's like, oh, for fuck's
You check
sake.
your phone, it's like 8 past, then you check your phone again, oh man, it should be in at least 20 minutes, and it's like 11 past.
I find it weird some days how time seems to go really fast, whether you're at work or whatever, and then other times
You're
it
getting
just
old, man.
seems to drag.
Because you're getting old.
No, it's like just...
Time
could happen at any time.
The clock's just going into super warp speed.
Please stop.
You use it as a propeller on a fucking plane.
Did you get those days though? Do you guys get those days where it just seems to just fly and you're just like, what the hell?
I've had a couple of those days where I
They're the
start
best
work here
days.
in the morning and I'm busy. And then I look at the time and it's like, oh shit, it's already it's already 5 hours ago. Like, what the fuck?
Dude. Like your fucking tat. Like this guy's tat.
Yeah.
When he was showing me his tat, when he was getting it, and I said, oh,
big
what's
penis-
that?
penis
And
fun.
like, time waits for no one, mate. And I started
it.
laughing.
Time waits for no one.
It's the truth, man. You can't
So it
stop
always
fucking
reminds
time.
me, because time waits for no one.
Yep, once you're in it, that doesn't stop.
And, dude, and that's why these
Got to
fucking...
roll with it.
You think about it, these fucking celebrities that spend all the money on collagen and facelifts and just warp their faces trying to stop time.
Yeah, trying to reverse time.
You're gonna fucking age. Like
Just
the
do
way
it gracefully.
Yeah.
Just do it gracefully.
You know, you're gonna age. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Can you
It's gonna happen.
dude? What are these corpses gonna fucking look like? Like with a face full of fucking.
No, I reckon their
plastic?
face will melt, man, because it's like silicon and shit.
Actually, that's a reasonable question. Does silicon biodegrade?
Let me have a look.
No, I'm serious.
Oh, I'll have a look.
As in titties? Like silicon
Anything,
titties?
like
would they
medical, if you get a nose job with actual, not just resculpting, but actually, that freak, we talked about with the human Ken doll.
Yeah.
How everything in his body's just silicon and fucking plastic. Because those hydrophene squeegees that I was selling, with my mate, they're made of medicinal grade silicon.
made not to break down?
Dude, I've had it for over 10 years, and that's been exposed to water and all that sort of shit and cleaning chemicals, and it's
Still good.
intact. Yeah.
Silicon is not biodegradable. So what's going to happen is that if you're a corpse, your body's going to wither away. Obviously, it's what happens.
They're going to open up the coffin,
and it's
these
just going to be
perfect big set of titties, and then just
Is that legit?
Yeah, legit.
So
That's it.
That's how creepy that would look.
Like right now,
It's part of the rubber family. It is.
hang on.
Thank you, scientist Trollman.
Yes, there's your science fact for the week.
Hey!
8 minutes in before it hits science.
Have you seen them derive rubber from the trees?
Yeah, I saw it. We did it in Malaysia last, and I saw it in Thailand. They call it the happy tree.
Yeah, they get the machetes and cut it, and then
Yeah.
the juice runs out, and they turn it
Natural.
into the...
It's a natural fibre. But is that all? That's not all silicon rubber based
No.
shit.
No.
Most of it would be.
Well, plastic and shit.
Yeah, it'd be made in a lab.
Yeah, I'm just talking rubber, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. But how often did that rubber from that tree? When did they start using it as a form of rubber, or did they just discover it? Because I know when I was in Thailand the first time, and I actually did one of those stupid day tours or whatever. They always said, "Oh, happy tree." I'm like, "Why is it the happy tree?" "Oh, because we make condoms out of this rubber." They use it.
That's mad.
In Malaysia, when we did the bike trek, they did the same thing. And I remember telling the boys, "Oh yeah, I saw this in Thailand 10 years ago." And the same thing, machete and the shit. When did they start using that rubber as in manufacturing, period? That's actually a good question.
Like industrial wires?
Yeah, in an industrial sort of level. You know what I mean? For manufacturing.
It's probably like an evolution, maybe, I reckon. They realised that the stuff was good for making certain things.
Do you reckon they were doing it in the 20s? You know what I mean? Out in Malaysia or Thailand?
I reckon we would have started doing it as soon as the Industrial Revolution came along, I'd say.
Do you want a brief history on natural rubber?
Brief history.
It says it, brief history.
He needs his own doco, like on dumb.
A brief history on rubber.
Tree plantation in Thailand.
Yeah, do the David Attenborough.
Latex being collected from the taped rubber tree.
That's what I'm talking about. When did they start using that commercially?
And Malaysia and Indonesia.
Yeah,
two leading rubber producers.
That's what I saw both times.
All right, history. All right, so
the natives found the compound to be quite elastic, and
the first use of rubber was by indigenous cultures, right? Until Bobby's brethren came and slaughtered everyone.
Took it for themselves.
These Aborigines just making connies. It's just making connies out of the trees.
They've got it down to a fine art.
Dude, and they've got a picture of all, like, the local savages, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, back then. Yeah. And this, the white man has come to suss it out, and there's, like, all these kids everywhere, except for one dude who's got, like, sideburns and, like, a quip. It's like, who's that? Oh, yeah, that's Jeremy, runs a plantation.
Mate,
The guy's just making connies. No kids, just hundreds of women.
I could talk about this for an hour, man, because there's so much information. Latex being collected from a rubber tree, wood harvesting.
Okay, just give us the dates. Give us the dates.
So, the para rubber tree is indigenous to South America.
Para rubber tree
is credited with introducing samples of rubber to the French in 1736. In 1751, this French dude presented a paper. Francois Fresnois,
patenting the whole thing, not allowing the Thais to use it anymore.
This has been referred to as the first
yes, we have discovered the rubber.
Yeah, 1970. Actually,
1970.
Yeah, and then in they used some rubber solvent in 1779.
Wait, so 1970 or 1770?
Well, 1770 was when he introduced the paper and said, "Hey, we can make stuff out of this. Like, this is like some good stuff."
Like he patented the rubber. Stopped the Thais from using it.
It is our idea.
In 1970, observed that a piece of material was extremely good for rubbing off pencil marks on rubber, hence the name rubber.
Yeah.
That's how they got the name.
1970.
1970, and then they started...
So you tell me it took them 200 years to figure out that the shit could wipe out lead?
Well...
And that what? You're saying these trees just lay stagnant till then?
Did you know... the trade was heavily protected, and exporting seeds from Brazil in South America was a capital offence.
Yeah.
So it was like illegal trade.
They wanted the market. They wanted the what's it called? The monopoly.
So... In 1876, Henry Wickham smuggled 70,000 tree seeds.
Wait, what?
Yes, he did.
Henry Wickham.
There you go. He smuggled 70,000 rubber tree seeds from Brazil and delivered them to Kew Gardens in England.
There you go. The white man just killed like a whole bunch of locals.
He did.
Took 3 women for himself and then put them on a boat.
And then made connies for himself. Okay, now.
Seriously, man. That's how it happens.
Mr. Wickham.
Dude, that's how it happens, man. That's
yeah, man. That's...
You know what? Like, that's terrible. Like, seriously. We all use rubber now because some English cunt in Brazil shot a bunch of natives, stole the seeds and got on a boat and flew back to England.
Take these seeds to the bellows and let's go.
That's fucked up. So wait, how did they just find the plantations in Thailand and Malaysia as well?
Well, no, it started in South America.
And then what, they just moved it?
Yeah, and it's just spread like wildfire. And then, but now, because of the climate, Malaysia and Thailand have the best.
I was going to say, the Brazilian rainforests would be represented easily in the humid, Thai. That makes sense.
Yeah, the weather and stuff like that.
What did you say the initial interest was for it, rubbing out grey lead?
No, well, that's the whole. They used it. They used it to rub out pencil markings. And then, hence the name rubber.
Look, Roger, I can make this disappear.
It's a miracle.
And hence why we call our condoms rubbers.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
It's got like...
So it all comes from the rubber tree.
Hang on. You're telling me that rubber from plantations has only been used commercially since the 70s? That can't be right.
No. 1700.
1700?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 1770.
Was when it was first patented or whatever.
So I wonder how long the like ancients, so to speak, were using it for.
Well, they were probably using it for other things.
Yeah, you're telling me the indigenous people weren't using rubber, like they would have found it out of the
I reckon they were making pipes and shit to smoke out of, man.
Slingshots?
Seriously, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, they would have had some use for it.
Yeah. Because no one would have known about it, because obviously in South America, they would have had it in abundance, and...
I know that there's an embargo and shit like that, like with, is it coffee? Somewhere in Brazil or Colombia, like there's certain shit that is not allowed out because they're trying to protect it.
Yeah.
You know, like flora and fauna and shit like rules because of vegetation. Another reason would be because they don't want to import the thing out and saturate the market with
But
it.
the English guy went in and, and decided to...
Took his fill.
No shit, man. Wickham goes into
Took what was
Brazil.
rightly his.
Rightly his. In the name of king and country, you know what I mean? Wickham is okay to go to Brazil, yank all these seeds out and take them back. But then when the English like come here, find Aborigines, they bring smallpox and rabbits and foxes and totally just desecrate the entire you know what I mean? How fucked up is that?
Good old Henry
Not only do we
Wickham.
fuck you, but we take your valuable
whatever's-
resources as well.
No shit,
Pillage, man.
That actually annoyed me about, do you see the splashback from Charlottesville?
Oh, yeah.
When we talked about it last week, it had just sort of happened. Yeah?
Yeah.
Like Trump's response. All week, I've been looking at Trump's responses and then the responses to the responses. So, like, Trump came out and just said, oh, yeah, it was a bad day. And then everyone came out and said, you didn't do enough to condemn the fucking attacks.
Yeah.
So then he came out again and said, yeah,
It was bad on both sides.
First he condemned the KKK, Nazi, bigotry, racism, and said, oh, it's all bad, blah, blah, blah. There's no room for it in America. And there's actually, I put it up on our what's it called, our Facey page. There was Jimmy Kimmel addressed it, did a whole monologue on it, and he basically wraps up the entire Trump administration from Charlottesville, and he goes all the way back to the start and starts listing all the shit that we've put up with.
Of how little they've actually done to stop
Yeah,
any
like
of this
everything is
shit.
fucked up.
Yeah.
But like, Kimmel made a point of saying when he actually readdressed it, it was an articulate speech or whatever. He goes, didn't feel heartfelt. Obviously, someone had written it for him, you know, but he said it was done. But then, like a day later, when he's gone to make like another press conference about something completely different, like something to do with labour or some trade deal. I can't remember what it was. He was there to talk about something else, and then they started baiting him about Charlottesville. He ups it, and that's when he says that there was fine people on both sides of the fence.
Yeah.
And there was fucked up people on both sides of the fence.
Bow.
Yeah, it's bad. And since then, man, like Stephen Colbert, like Kimmel, everyone has gone nuts and just said one side had Nazis and KKK Klansmen, the other side had people protesting against the racism. How are there good people on both sides? How fucked up?
But as soon as the Barcelona attack happened this week, he came out straight away and said, I condemn because they're Muslims.
yeah, because they're Muslims and they're in Europe, nothing to do on home soil.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching 2020 last night, and they did a whole wrap up of like the whole Charlottesville thing.
But he's sending more troops to Afghanistan.
yeah, and he said he was going to pull them out.
He's a dickhead.
Yeah,
Like,
he's fucked.
It's like what we said last week. Like, it's ridiculous that it could even get to that point where there's people marching, armed Nazis, marching on the streets,
Yeah.
with no cops stopping them at all.
No,
Like, the fact that it got to that point is just ridiculous. Like, and he's not really doing anything to stop it, right?
no, and that's you know what the disturbing thing was.
Just giving a stupid little comment.
all the KKK people, right? All the alt-right or whatever they call themselves, they're all armed, like to the teeth, man.
Yeah, dude.
Shotty,
They were marching
like,
armed.
non-concealed weapons.
That's my right.
Yeah. And there's an alt-right guy, his name's Heimbeck. He looks like your typical Dungeons and Dragons, World of Warcraft fucking just douchebag. You know
Heinz
what I mean?
Heimbeck.
Yeah, he's got like just the closely, like the fucking
Shave.
You know when you shave your head and then your hair grows back like 3.5 weeks later? And just like, there's no style to it, you can't do anything.
Like a pom-pom.
Yeah, he's got these chubby cheeks, his grubby beard, big gut hanging over his fucking dick. And he's walking around talking about his right to like protect fucking like their heritage and yada yada yada.
Your name's Heinbeck.
Yeah, dude.
I'm pretty sure it's my...
You're a Nazi.
He's part of is it what's the other cunt that got attacked? There was basically two alt-right figures, like two prominent alt-right figures right now. Is this Heimbeck cunt and this one other cunt. And they were showing him having his Saturday morning meeting in the hills outside of Charlottesville with all these rednecks.
With his 4X bottles.
Dude, literally. Man, I was watching 2020 and I was fucking, it was disturbing, man. All these guys wearing flak jackets and fucking, boots and just
Like a militia, like a
yeah,
fucking
like a militia,
shanty,
armed to the fucking hill, man. They've all got guns and shit.
How's that even allowed, dude?
They've got Nazi
like
flags.
that's terrorism, basically,
They're
right?
selling SS fucking badges to sew on your shit, like patches.
How are they not just stamped out and just said we will not tolerate this in one little?
And they're sitting there talking about taking back the fucking land, and they're not, and like their whole chants were like Jews will not replace us.
Yeah.
And end immigration. It's like, who's replacing you? Like you're the majority. Like what are you talking about? As if like civil rights and equal fucking opportunity and all that sort of shit, like that's a bad thing. Like it's going to wipe them off the fucking face of the earth. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude.
How's that?
Literally, sitting up there. Right, boss, it's my time. We're gonna end the Judas.
Like, it's so fucking ridiculous, man. Yeah.
Coming to my town, fuck my sister. Only one fucking my sister is me.
You know what I mean? This guy's jamming to it, man. The hoedown, man.
That sounds like an old-fashioned hootin', ain't it?
Oh, fucking hell, man. I swear to God, I was watching it, like, and they're all fucking marching around, and basically, the big, in Charlottesville, the two big groups were, like, the alt-right, like these cunts, Heimbeck and his fucking militia, and the other side was, this woman, I kept forgetting her name, and she was leading, Antifa, the anti-fascist group, and basically they're saying, like, she's armed. Like, if you look at the contrast, this Heimbeck cunt, like, magnum in his side, you know what I mean? His sidearm, black shirt with Nazi insignia, like, all that sort of crap. Cunts are fucking hiling to him, like, Siege hiling to the guy. They're like, they're like, Heil Heimbeck! He's like, oh, you know, that's, I'm gonna remember that for the rest of my life. Like, that's a proud thing.
Dude, how is that shit even happening?
Then you look
right
at
now?
her, and she's got like a bullhorn and a flag, like an anti-fascist flag. She just looks like a vegan hippie. And they're just screaming chants like fuck off, you know, like la 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 la. And then, do you know what? Like, they were driving away from like this scene in Charlottesville, and he's got his sidearm, and he's like cocked it, and he's like driving through this crowd or whatever. And the guy fucking filming it, like the reporter, is like, yeah, you got a loaded firearm, like ready to go.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah, like, yeah, what's the reason for it or whatever?
Matthew Heimbeck.
Yeah, Heimbeck. That's
Yeah.
it. Look at him.
Adolf Heimbeck.
Dude, and he said outright that he looks up to someone like Adolf Hitler, right? But he's like, what's the reason for the loaded gun if you're here, like, in a peaceful protest? He's like, oh, when people are trying to kill you, you know? It's like, dude, no one will be trying to kill you. No one's trying to kill you unless you're spewing hatred shit.
Yeah. You're gonna get fucking celery thrown at you. That's about
Yeah.
it.
They'll get him pelted with, like, water bombs filled with piss and cans and shit like that, right? And then, after that nut job fucking ran his car through the crowd, right?
And killed someone.
Killed someone, he injured like 100 people, whatever.
Yeah.
They asked him, like, you know, how do you feel about it? Because he was there. He's like, oh, yeah, it's a man's right to defend himself. Like, defend himself against two, man.
He got in a car and fucking drove over fucking 100 people.
Fucking hippies that are like telling you to end racism. Defend himself. The guy charged into a crowd.
Like, how's that
and then
defending
backed
yourself?
it up.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And then he backed it up.
Yeah. He ran over all these
How is
people.
it a man's right to defend himself? The guy fucking plowed into, like...
Yeah, no defense, just
Yeah.
pure, just...
But this... And they're like, so you're not going to distance yourself from him? No, not at all. Like, you can't say fuck.
He's my boy.
But they're walking around and they're growing in numbers, dude. And if you see, like, they're doing all these speeches at, like, schools and shit, you just see the disillusioned rednecks in the crowd, man. Full wearing Gestapo outfits. Like, no shit. Like, stormtroopers, man. And they're sitting there, like, arms crossed. Yeah, and the Jews. It's like, you can't say fuck. The South. Yeah. They want to like, do you know what I mean?
How's it, like, a thing now? Like,
And it's
even?
like, end immigration. Like, how did you cunts get to this country,
You know
man?
why? You know why? They put Trump into power, and
Yeah.
now they feel they have the right to voice
They're doing
their
his work,
hatred.
yeah.
Their hatred,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They feel like they're right.
I
to do
mean,
it.
it was around when Obama was there, it was around when Clinton, but
Now they're entitled.
now they're entitled because Trump's not saying it's wrong. He's
Yeah.
saying there's good people on both sides.
And it's so fucking disturbing. It's like, the good people on both sides. It's like, what good people, man?
They have
There
the
were
worst
fine
ideas
people
ever.
on both sides. Dude, if you want to say Antifa were fucking antagonists or turn violent, then yeah, you can say that. But you can't say that there were fine people in the alt-right whose whole thing is like
Their whole
racist.
mindset's fucked from the
Yeah.
word go. Like, it's hatred.
How does that make any fucking sense?
It doesn't at all.
But this is the president of the United States we're talking about, man. This isn't just, Bobby and Billy.
Yeah, the leader of the free world.
Yeah.
It's like a big joke, isn't it?
Imagine if you were a black person, man, or a Jew in the States. I'd be fucking petrified.
You'd be
man.
like, look.
Yeah, shit's going south fast, man. We're gonna get out of here.
Yo, man, I don't know about you, but I'm going back to Africa.
I'm out of here, man.
Fuck this. Like, fuck this.
Fuck that.
Dave Chappelle had the right idea, man.
Yeah, no shit.
He left. He goes, fuck this.
Dude, can you imagine Malcolm Turnbull just suddenly coming out and, like, that's it. Like Turnbull hasn't justified the Rise Up Australia cunts or any of that. Just they've condemned everything, like all those riots and shit, yeah? But can you imagine, like, Turnbull turning around and saying, oh, yeah, they got a point. Like, what's the problem? They're allowed to say what they want. It's like, dude, they're fucking KKK members.
Yeah, literally.
What would happen to Turnbull? He'd be gone.
Gone, mate. Gonski.
Gonski in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's fucked. Can you imagine him saying something about the Arabic community? Like, yeah?
Oh, dude.
Thank God he's progressive and he's liberal and he says, like, it's not against terror, it's not against Islam, it's against terrorism. You know what I mean? They have a fucked up way of doing it, but he hasn't jumped on board with Pauline Hanson that far.
Pure hatred to others, yeah.
Like the guy that ran over those people in Charlottesville, would you call that terrorism? Mm-hmm. Who was a white KKK member.
People marching with guns is terrorism. Like, you're marching down the street with loaded guns, like with the crazy...
Yeah, so if everyone says...
ideology.
So now if anyone says it's just Muslims doing it, or Islam, I'll say, you're a fuckwit. Look what happened in Charlottesville.
Extremists everywhere.
Exactly.
It's
They're extremism, yeah.
It's extremism, man.
But how much does the media just help ramp it up as well? Like,
Absolutely,
dude,
man.
give it so much attention.
Dude, it sells papers, man.
Give all the groups different names. Like, just...
It sells fucking papers.
There's nothing in place to actually stop this shit. Like, it just seems to be,
Anything to sell a paper, dude.
Yeah.
You know what shits me? I was sitting, like, because I got the latest starts now. I've got my fucking sleeping patterns are, like, fucked up, right? So I'm sitting on the couch, like, eating my cereal, like, just looking for shit on TV. And I'm forced to watch Channel 2 News, and it's so fucking depressing.
I know, dude. I've spent days watching
I'm
it.
forcing myself to watch it. I gave up, and I watched some shit cunt show from back in the day, man, on, like, Channel 13. Like, something random. Just because...
Blue Healers?
No, do you know what it was? It was Touched by an Angel. I saw that, and that was like a breath of fresh air. I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, just outside of, like, all the morning shows. Because I was flicking through all the morning shows. I'm like, all you cunts are fucked. Like, just the most random crap. And this is what pissed me off, man. These people on these fucking morning shows, they got no fucking idea. They are so out of touch.
It's all got such, like, a dull tone to it as well. Just like this dreary, like, just...
Dude.
Like, I don't know.
Yesterday, I actually left to go to work yesterday, and I was fucking fuming. I actually tweeted I tweeted a few things just out of anger. It wasn't going to do anything. But I was losing my shit. On Studio 10, that's on with, like, Ida Buttrose, Jessica Rowe, Drysdale, like, fucking all them, right? I'm just watching it.
My girl Drysdale.
Yeah. And they're talking about, they start talking about mental health, right? In men. Especially, like, focusing on mental health in men, right? And I'm like, okay, here we go. Like, maybe something fucking relevant.
There are women on that show, are they?
Mostly. It's got that Joe what's his name? Hildebrand?
The guy with the glasses?
Yeah. The guy, I told you, the guy that they emasculate every fucking...
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy is a little
Maybe he likes it, though. He gets his rocks off.
Goes in the back, they're just whipping him.
Stepping on him with heels.
Yeah, Ida Buttrose standing on him, just fucking...
Naughty boy!
No.
How dare you talk out of line?
Yeah, but when you tried to drop that comment before when Jessica was talking...
On the ground.
Man, has to lick their boots and shit. That's fucked.
You've been a bad boy.
Do you know what? You're a fuckhead, man. Do you know what just got... I doubt you've heard this, man, but this is what I just remembered. This was one of my favourite songs when I was like 18 years old. Hang on.
He's lost it.
You've been a bad boy. You're such a cockhead.
Time to pay for your sins.
You're lucky you're on time today. I hate to be kept waiting. Heavens, I get very demanding from slaves like you. Ha, you are going to pay for it this time.
Oh, that's exactly the voice I was going for.
Yeah, man.
You must always address me as mistress. Get right down on your knees. Don't make me repeat myself.
Poor Hildebrand, man.
Yeah, man. This guy's just sitting there with his glasses.
That
know what he
really
looks like?
strict principal type. No, I want to see his face.
Oh,
I
I'll
can't
show you his
remember.
face. It's fucking
Yeah,
hilarious.
that's what's funny, man.
He would get whipped, wouldn't he?
Oh, dude, this guy's just...
Under my control.
Oh, yuck.
One thing I love to do is
He gets ball gagged and everything.
Ball gags, man.
Silly little boy.
Dude, they were talking about mental illness, right? And they said that I got the fucking numbers. It was fucked up. Hang on. The numbers. Suicide, dude. Suicide is up. Suicide affects 3 times the amount of men than women, and the biggest age groups were like 85 plus, and then 44 and 47, like in there somewhere. So that means that comes to a total of like 6 men a day are killing themselves in Australia.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, to 2 women. How fucked up is that, man?
Yeah, it's always crazy when you break it down like that. Just
Dude,
think
6
of
men a
just
day.
dead.
2 guys are probably already dead by now because of suicide, because of mental health, right?
That's what we've been chatting.
And this is what shits me. Yeah, they had a whole panel of guests, right? They had like a psych, they had a suicide survivor, a woman that lost her husband,
Scientist.
some other quack, like just a whole bunch of panels, right? And you had Jessica Rowe, Ida Buttrose, and all them like asking questions. And this is what fucking irritated me, right? Everything we know about mental health, like, and you'd think Jessica Rowe and Ida Buttrose would be educated and like, be aware of shit.
They're on TV. You'd think so.
Dude, this guy was talking about being like, he had tried to kill himself when he was like 13, and then he told his story. He was like, he was in the army in the UK and in Australia. Now he works with the RAAF, and he reveals that like he was abused as a kid. He watched his old man beat the shit out of his mum. He didn't want to be that, la la la. So he tried. Suicide attempts were like when he was a teenager, like 13, 14 years old or whatever. And he was broken. Like if you look at him, like he was fucked up, dude. Buttrose, like completely like bamboozled, was like, do you think it's about self-esteem? Like, do you think that's why? Like, they were like, Jessica was like, so why would drive someone to be in that situation? I'm like, do you know anything about mental health?
Didn't she go through mental health issues? Jessica Rowe, what the fuck her name is?
But it's a disease, right? Like,
Dude, like, do you know anything? How old is Ida Buttrose? Like, she was the fucking
107?
editor of Cleo or whatever?
I'm pretty sure she's 100 and something.
Dude, no, Jessica Rowe's like would be in her
40s.
fucking late 40s by now,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. You do not know anything about mental health or depression. It's like, do you think not everyone is like a white media personality that gets paid to fucking play ping pong ball games and
Happy.
try cheesecake when they bring it in or watch like celebrity guests? Like, you know what I mean?
It's ignorant.
Like they couldn't. They looked, and it's not just a point of like they were asking questions to get the conversation going. They looked genuinely bamboozled, man.
Yeah.
That is the state of our celeb and media here in Australia.
it's like they're almost saying, like, how is this even a thing? Like,
Yeah, like, oh, so is it self-esteem? Is it, what would drive someone? Like, get out of your fucking mind.
How about they go to like a lower class area and watch what the kid goes through if the father's an alcoholic or an
Come
abuser?
to Dandy. Come fucking 2Ks down from my house.
Dude,
Go for a drive around this fucking streets. You see exactly what's
Dude,
going on.
I heard on the news this morning on the way here that someone outside Dandenong Hospital got jumped for a cigarette.
No, standards.
Outside the hospital.
Have you been to Dandy Hospital?
Yeah, man, it's horrible, man.
The last time I went was when Berevenga like fucked up his ankle when playing basketball, and me and Jose drove him to the hospital, and I was sitting there for like 2 hours with him, man. These are like 11 o'clock at night, man, midnight on a like random Wednesday, dude. The motley crew that was walking in and out of there, I thought I was going to get jumped.
There's like a sign there. There's no guarantee you'll be coming out.
Yeah, like parking at like your own risk.
Yeah.
Like, you might die, you might not. Dude,
don't make eye contact with anybody.
it just shit me. Like, how fucking clueless are you? Like, do your fucking homework.
Just
like,
in a little bubble, like, of just
what kind
ignorance.
of world are you fucking living in? Is everyone in your family, all your friends, are you all just white, successful fucking entrepreneurs and media personalities eating cheese and fucking drinking wine of the month club? You know what I mean?
Boozed up on wine all the time.
Obviously, her shit don't stink.
Yeah.
Fucking butt rose.
Seriously, man. And it's not like they were talking about anything like niche or fucking segregated, like some sort of science thing. You know what I mean? Like, so what would this or what would cause that? Dude,
just this ignorant view.
We're talking about mental health, man, and this guy's clearly broken.
Like, he's been through hell.
Yeah.
Like, he's...
Like, dude, the guests and the woman, there was a woman there whose husband had topped himself off, like, a couple months ago, like something recent. She was fucking, like, shaken up. She was, like, distraught during the whole thing.
And they're like, oh, you know.
And then, like, you saw the look on her face when they were asking these stupid questions, and then they were making these stupid suggestions, and she's just like, Jesus Christ, like, really? Like, even she looked like...
You people
put
retarded.
out, like...
Yeah.
You cunts for real, like... And, they're asking these inane questions. I'm like, dude, as someone who suffers from fucking mental health, like, you cunts are fucked. You want to know what the deal is? Go for a fucking walk down one of your lower fucking income urban fucking suburbs, and you see the results of mental health. You see cunts sitting on bus stops with fucking long necks.
We don't go to those areas,
Yeah.
Dimitri. No.
Dude, just because you see a guy sitting there at a bus stop with a fucking bottle of booze at 10 in the morning, doesn't mean he's unemployed, doesn't mean he's a fucking bum, doesn't mean anything. It could just mean he's got mental health issues, he's fucking depressed, he's got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just this super dark mentality that you don't
Like,
understand.
go have a look at someone going through an anxiety attack.
Dude,
It's the worst.
it's the fucking worst, man.
Yeah.
Well, you can't fucking breathe. Man, and man, I remember probably one of the first times I ever had an anxiety attack, man. I still remember exactly where I was, man. I was at fucking one of my first jobs in the cookie factory. I was mopping up, right? And shit had hit the fan. I remember what had happened that day. Like, it was fucked up, right? But I was on edge. I was talking to my mate in Sydney while I was mopping a fucking floor. And I just started, like, talking really quick. And I was just, like, going over the top. And she's like, dude, like, relax, sit down. Like, you know, just put the fucking mop down, just calm down. And I just kept saying, I can't. I gotta fucking finish this. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm on the fucking clock. And I was just losing it. She's, dude, just calm the fuck down. Put everything down. Just, you know, stay on the phone if you want. And in my head, I couldn't let it go. I just fucking kept working through it, and I was just becoming distraught. You know, that was a good fucking session, you know what I mean?
One of the more worst ones was when I went to hospital. I actually went to hospital. And they had to sedate me.
With an anxiety attack.
Panic attack.
Yeah.
They had to sedate me. I lost it.
Yeah.
I was ready to kill people. As in, because I was so worked up, I was cold, but I was sweating.
Yeah.
And my heart rate, I felt like I was having a heart attack.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude,
what do you mean?
my pupils dilated. I thought I was dying. I thought I was having a heart attack.
Dude, there's a reason why I know what Mesindol dosages are. You know what I mean? Seriously.
Sweet Miss Indel.
Nah, but like, honestly, man, I got some self-control, man. But it just shits me. Like, you're fucking media
Like, I guarantee
personality.
they have no idea, or they probably didn't even do research. Nothing.
Nothing. And you know what, man? I was watching it this morning before, like, I was eating my cereal, and I was watching it, and I fucking, it fired up on Channel 2 because I was watching 2020 or SBS, and it just started firing. I'm like, nah, I can't, man, not now. So I flicked over, got Sunrise, Koshi Sunrise, or whatever the fuck it is. Dude, they were doing, what was the name of the suburb? I tried to write the name of it. It wasn't a suburb, it was a fucking, like, Aussie town. They were doing some promo or some competition. I don't know what it was called.
Wanjawiri.
Called Maryborough or something?
Maryborough. Oh, in Victoria, yeah.
No, there's another one. It was Maryborough or Maryborough, some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
It was a little, from what I could gather, it was a community, it was like a country town up in the north somewhere in Queensland. Dude, they were fucking singing, I hate this song.
Was it Slim Dusty?
One of Johnny's favourite bands, Crowded House.
Everywhere you go.
That's the song they were singing.
Always take the
I
breath
hate that
up
song.
with me.
You have no idea how much I hate that song. I fucking hate it.
It's like, yes, I have control of the fucking weather.
Yeah, exactly. It's just ludicrous, right? I hate that because it just speaks volumes of like that stupid, like middle upper class Anglo fucking community. It's like, get fucked. You got no idea.
You know, like Robert finishes work, puts a glass of wine on, puts a little bit of Crowded House.
The port. You know what I mean?
That's
I
his
love
medal.
port.
That's his medal.
Port's good.
Drives home in his like company car. You know what I mean?
In his MG or his fucking Bentley.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go.
Dude,
That's
they
how
were
he
singing.
lets loose. He loosens his tie, puts on a bit of Crowded House.
They were singing that in like a kumbaya fashion with like two acoustic guitars, and the whole community like around them was like 50, 60 people, 80 people, whatever. They're all white. Like it was like literally just the whitest crowd I've ever seen in my life, from the kids to the old farts in the back. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, that is a country town somewhere in Queensland. No wonder they're fucking voting Pauline Hanson in. Not an inch of diversity.
Because they don't want anyone infiltrating their area.
Yeah. And it's like, can you imagine like
Because everywhere you go.
an ethnic demographic moving into that country town? They're like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Nah.
You know what I mean?
I bet you there's no Chinese restaurants, there's no Indian restaurants.
I take it for granted. No, there'd be a Chinese restaurant run by locals. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I take it for fucking granted.
Sweet
that
sour chicken.
I've grown up in Australia's most diverse suburb. I take it for fucking granted. Seriously.
Clayton is, Australia's most...
No, because like we talked to
Noble
Johnny
Park.
about like where we've grown up, and dude, the gully's how many k's from? Like it's a 10-15 minute drive from my
It's not
house,
far.
right?
It's not far.
It's not
20
far.
minutes. 20 minutes down.
Yeah, but it's
20
not
minutes.
far.
No, it's
20
not far at
minutes,
all.
you know, and you're there, right? And that's from my joint. Like, if you get a Dandy or something, you're probably even closer, right? But you get pockets of, like, culture in, like, my area, Dandy, you can go further in, like, in like, Oakley and all that sort of shit. Dude, you got everything from Samoans to Cambodians to fucking Peruvians to Bosnians to, God knows who, right? South Asians, everyone is there. But then you go up north and it's just white Anglos.
Everywhere you go.
Yeah. And you wonder why, they have this entitled fucking, closed-minded opinion. Why people like Pauline Hanson and Sonia Kruger are bred.
And that's the thing, a lot of those people, it's actually... I wouldn't put the blame on them.
No.
Because the generation, it's just the generation thing.
They're products of their environment.
That's right, yeah. So
but at the same time, if you're Sonia Kruger or you're Pauline Hanson, you have access to all the information.
Yeah.
You have access to bigger platforms than you and I, but they still maintain these fucking redneck philosophies.
It's easy to crack a beer and not worry about it.
Yeah. Everyone else it's everyone else's fault except your own. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it shits me. It fucking shits me. You can compare it, like Charlottesville, you can compare it with the North, the Rise Up Australia cunts, right? These fucking idiots in Charlottesville, protect our fucking heritage, white lives matter. It's no one says white lives don't fucking matter. But they act like they're all because what they do is they play out that the minorities and the ethnic demographics, they're all criminals, they're all junkheads, they're all this, they're all that. It's dude, you're telling me no fucking alt-right fascists.
They're on meth.
Yeah, they're all fucking smoking billies.
Homebrew.
Yeah.
All that kind of shit.
You tell me there are no heroin overdoses in the Rise Up Australia fucking factions?
Fuck off.
You tell me there are no Klansmen dealing drugs?
Dude, I bet you a Klansman is buying drugs off a Mexican or a fucking Peruvian or a Colombian or whoever you want to fucking...
Yeah.
Or anyone.
Does it make sense? They make it out like they're this elite tier of fucking society. It's dude, you cunts are fucked. You cunts are fucked. And end immigration. You fucking came here. Someone had to have come here.
Dude, the thing I always say as well, it's a multicultural society.
Exactly.
You have to learn to live with that. It is what it is, so let's just make peace.
It's a multicultural society, and Australia is a multicultural nation.
Yeah, so...
By default, people migrated here from everywhere to become whatever we are.
Yeah. You're never going to win out, so it's just going to cause fights.
And it shits me. I was talking to someone the other day at work about it, what was it? Migration laws or something like that. I can't remember something had popped up in the news, local news, and he said, good, at least she has the balls to fucking speak out about it. I'm like, well, what do you mean? Then they were talking about bringing over, a partner from overseas, do how much it costs, this and that, why should they just fucking let anyone in here? And I didn't get time to it. I was going back to work, and I thought, this is going to open a can of worms. I can't be fucked. But I'm like, hang on, man. My parents came here. So what are you saying? My parents shouldn't have come here? Nick came here.
Dude, I'm an immigrant.
He's a first-generation
There'd be nobody...
My son... Put it this way. My son, he's going to be a first-generation Australian on my side.
Second-generation Greek Australian.
Greek Australian,
yeah. He's a first. I'm second.
Yeah.
So, does that mean that my parents didn't have a right to come here? They should have just gone home? You know what I mean?
According to them, yeah.
They've been here 50 years plus, but what does that mean? Does it mean that they're not naturalised Australians anymore?
Your mum knows better English than I do.
Yeah. She's
travelled Australia.
Yeah.
And been to Uluru and everything. Are you kidding me?
And there'd be no one here, right?
I bet you.
Immigration.
You know what?
So
I bet you a lot of these people, right, that have saying the alt-right movement, Australia, Rise Up, whatever, I bet you they haven't even been to the Northern Territory. Where... that's civilization right there. That's, I bet you they've never been there.
And then, it ties in with that whole thing, like I said last time, about them complaining that Bali was going to ban booze and ban chocolates and shit.
And they're like, we can't do
dare
that.
you.
Boycott Bali. And it's you cunts are fucked. Not only do you not know shit about your own fucking country, you don't know anything about your own heritage, but you're dying to protect it from anyone that's going to infiltrate it. You want to go overseas and tell them what to do in their own fucking place as well? How fucking dumb is that, man?
Where are we going to get our $2 bintangs from now?
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
It's a shame that these people have such a voice, really. Why are you giving these people a voice? They should be stamped out.
They're given that platform.
They should be stamped out because there's nothing positive about it.
Dude, we come together every week and discuss all types of shit, and we don't have anything negative really to say. We complain about shit, but we find positives we're trying to find a positive light so we can leave here and not be, we don't have our heads done in. You raise something and then we just look into it just to get some clarity. These cunts, just negative, and not just negative, but fucking outright evil, dude. Evil.
Yeah.
You're fucking racist, or you're this, or you're that. Cunts are fucked.
You just hate other humans, and that's your whole
agenda. That's the agenda.
That's the agenda. You hate humans, they should stay where the fuck they are. It's dude, they are where they are. They're on Earth. You know what I mean?
Whereas to me, we're just all humans. Like, fucking get
I'm
over
gonna go to
it.
my patch of land.
Yeah, yeah.
You got a your patch of land.
Yeah. Like, what do you, the homestead with the shotgun? Like,
Don't cross this line, boy.
man.
I just want milk and bread and stuff.
No, it's fucked up, man. It's fucked.
Yeah, forget
Like,
it.
you see Prince Frederick get banned from that
bar?
pub in
Yeah.
north in
Yeah.
Queensland.
Yeah.
In Brizzy.
Wait, Prince Frederick,
Denmark.
Denmark, yeah.
guy
The one that married the
Mary from
girl.
the
Tasmania
pub, yeah.
chick.
Yeah, he got booted out. He didn't get past the bouncers, and they were saying initially it's because they didn't have the right ID. Like, they didn't have driver's licenses that could get scanned or whatever. You know, because
that's the law.
They've got the lockout laws with the IDs and shit.
That's the law, mate.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we have to go through it, so does everyone else.
I saw
Sorry,
something today.
Princey.
I saw something today, and they said, "Oh, it's not because of that. It's because they just walk past security, like with."
Oh, they thought they were fucking...
yeah, like they own the joint, and then it's conflicting, like the security camera footage.
Him and his
You-
posse.
You wouldn't get Sunrise or whoever the fuck was reporting it. Not only had the footage from the security cameras, they had text messages like relayed between the bar manager and like security guards or something. Like, how the fuck do these people get this shit? Is it fuck?
News travels fast, man.
Bad. No shit. How the fuck?
Channel 7 private eyes on the job, just fucking getting all the facts.
Text messages from like bar owners, man.
Just tapping into people's mobile phones.
Yeah, man. How fucked up is that?
Another pointless thing that we've wasted time on.
Yeah.
But it'll be
Yeah.
fucking thrown in the air. But they said the argument was like some cunt that owns a pub said, you know, these lockout laws are fucked because there were all these like a couple dozen US sailors that had rocked up but didn't have the right ID. So like you had to turn them all away. It's like, man, that's like 30 fucking people I had to knock back. That's
Yeah.
business. You know what I mean? Yeah. What do you reckon? Do you reckon the lockout laws are good? Like you need a form of ID to get scanned? Like,
Well,
There should be exceptions, though, I guess, maybe. Like, just for
Man.
that sort of thing, maybe. I
yeah,
don't know.
but what if something happens in there and you can't identify the person? What if someone's killed someone? Or what if someone's really
well,
hurt
there's the
someone?
guy that got shot in Puffdorf at that sex party.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got shot while he was getting
Getting a
head.
blowy.
Yeah. And someone had apparently warned the feds that he was just a toy gun, like relax,
Yeah.
like call off the fucking...
And they shot him.
Call off the
And
assault.
and the chick.
Call off the siege. You know, it's just a toy gun. He's having sex. Like, relax. They still, like, this and flak jackets come through the front door.
They must have just
It's like
walked...
SWAT.
Yeah, it was SWAT.
Dude, they must have just walked in, no questions. They started, like, honestly...
Yeah, shoot first, ask questions later.
Like, they obviously didn't...
Getting a copy.
They obviously didn't ask to see the gun, right? Just, yeah, get him.
It's the guy
Literally, the whole story was he was getting a gobby, he looked at him and smiled kind of thing, but holding his gun, and they shot him. It was, you could tell it was a toy gun. It wasn't like a full...
Hey, boys, come join the party. Get him.
And it just...
The ragdoll. Like Sonny in
still
the
sucking on his
Godfather. Sonny in the Godfather just gets shot.
Man, that's the ultimate pleasure and pain scenario, man.
Yeah.
Getting head and then fucking getting shot.
This guy's having a good time. Bang. Hey, that's my wife. Bang.
Literally him and his missus got shot.
That's such a joke.
It's funny. These cunts would have come through the door, and if I was in that party, I would have just thought they were part of the fucking group. Like you know what I mean? Like, the cops have arrived.
The popo.
Can you imagine two guys?
Hey, boys.
Dude, there's two guys in black leather trying to get it on. This fucking SWAT member just boots the cunt in the back of the head. Just gets him on the ground.
Boys on the back of his head.
How fucked up is that, man?
Oh, dude.
That's just another joke, seriously.
But you know what's funny? Someone reported a gun, and then someone in the building confirmed, like, it's not a gun.
Because they scanned it. He showed them when they walked in.
It's a toy. Like,
Yeah.
he clarified, like, don't come in. It's a toy gun. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
They still charged him, thinking they're going to see some tits and hearts. I call the cops because, like, some guy's trying to kill himself outside.
And they don't even rock
or
up.
some other guy's
Yeah,
punching
we'll be
the
there
shit out
soon.
of his missus.
We'll be there
they
soon.
never rock up. But then when I called about the black guy trying to break into a car, they picked him up 20 seconds down the road.
Was he a
It's like,
suitor?
all right, boys. All right, boys. We've got tits and ass. Shh, let's go.
Load up.
Load up, boys.
It makes no sense.
What a joke. Even speak to the manager of the club, like...
But they did. That's the whole thing. The security guard spoke to them. The manager spoke to them and said, "It's a toy gun. We've checked it. Everyone gets scanned.
You don't
everything."
need to storm the gates.
No,
it's fake.
and these coppers just stormed their way in, saw this guy with the gun, copping a gobby, and shot him.
How does that even happen? How does that happen?
They didn't even pay an entry fee, man.
These are grown men with guns. Like, where's the rationality?
No, not even to taser him.
Yeah.
Or just a pepper spray him or
Just fucking
something.
open fire, motherfucker.
They literally put bullet wounds in his body. Like they shot him.
Like, it ain't no thing. Like, boom.
What kind of guns are they holding? Assault rifles, man, because that was SWAT.
Well, they were SWAT. They were federal police,
Yeah.
so they would have had like M16.
M16s or M4s or something.
Yeah.
Dude. And they shot his missus for no reason. She wasn't holding a gun.
Just giving him head.
Just giving him head.
It's a crime.
I think that's just to show us, like...
Wake up at
you
3
will-
o'clock.
Yeah.
Unloading, man. Just around. You know, picture Tony Montana up on the balcony, just getting shot.
Slow motion.
Yeah, man. I always said, if I was ever, like, when people say, can you imagine how you're going to pass away? Like, I always said, I'm going to die in the street. I want the street. I want media. I want coverage. I want to be on YouTube. I want to have like 100 choppers, you know what I mean? Just getting shot down in a rain of fire, man. Like, that's like...
Grand Theft Auto style.
Yeah.
With high heat.
Yeah, and I can see him like, he's got a hooker hostage.
Yeah.
Grab a gun to her head.
Just off the rails, just going out hard.
I want a chopper, man! Yeah, like,
Crazy demands.
I want a Subway footlong! and
Chopper. This idiot mate thinks I'm just going to get out of here and fly to Bolivia.
as soon as he jumps up, the pilot gets out, chopper
I always
explodes.
think about that, man. Every time there's a hostage situation, it's like they ask for a chopper or
Straight
a
to Bolivia.
car. Like, where are you going to go, man? You're telling me no one's going to follow you? Like, coppers don't have choppers, you know what I mean? I want a chopper, man.
You can see it though. And it's always some guy in like shitty jeans and a bandana. You know what I mean?
A red bandana.
Yeah. Wearing a wife beater with stains on it. I need a chopper, man! Like,
And dirty high tops.
he's got a magnum, like, yeah, man. Alright, Kyle, you need to calm down.
They'll never just go in and shoot him. They let it play out.
Yeah, man. For like 12 hours. For like 12 hours.
Yeah.
Standoff siege in Kentucky.
But if you've got a fake gun in a club, you're having a good time. Watch out. That's too far. That's too far.
Think the fucking Linter shootings, man.
Yeah,
How
the
long
Lint.
did that siege go for?
Dude, they had the shot. They could have shot him.
Yeah.
Didn't they camp out in there or something?
Dude, it was literally like,
Overnight.
Wait a second, man. Hang on a second. Just think about that contrast. When was the Lint siege? Like, a year ago?
Oh, longer than that.
A year and a half?
It'd have to be 2 years, at
At
least.
least. A second.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, it'd be 2 years at least, I'd say.
Yeah, like, dude.
The Lint
think about
chocolate
it,
store.
Dude,
It was actually almost 3 years ago.
news reporters had footage of, like, the dude, like that news crew.
He's standing at the window.
Let me show you some
clear
pictures.
shot right now.
What are these coppers doing?
They're waiting for the pizza man.
Look.
Dude.
And the guy's leaning on a bowl.
Someone ordered Uber Eats and they're just standing around.
Hands on hips. What are we going to do here?
Just standing around in their baby blue shirts. And do you remember the response? We're going to give them dark blue shirts.
Dude, those guys were standing probably there for like 16 hours. Look.
Boss, he's standing right at the window. I can get him right now.
I said hold.
Leave him alone, mate. I'll come back in 5. Just
Let's see what happens.
see what happens.
Where's my
Just
coffee?
Yeah, just...
See what he does next.
They're just... Look at them. They're piling on top of each other, like, all anxious. Like, this is what we do this for. And they're just waiting. But think about it,
But they'll
dude.
quite happily just stroll into a club and start blasting.
They
Over
get
nothing.
a report there's a gun, then they get it clarified. Fuck it, we're going in it. We're dressed, we're here. Let's just go in.
Dude, that Lint siege, they had a shot before the 2 hostages got killed.
Yeah.
They had the shot.
They stood around for how many hours, man?
You saw that picture?
Yeah.
The copper's leaning there just on the pole, probably going, nice day.
Yeah. I got to call Cheryl and tell her to tape the footy show for me. You know what I mean?
Put me dinner in the oven, love.
It's just I'll be home late, be a bit late.
Dude, how many shots did you see on the news of him standing at the window with the flag?
Dude, you're telling me
They didn't have,
that
like-
they had the shot, man. Fucking one
I'm so
between the
glad I opened
fucking
this up,
eyes.
man.
One between the fucking eyes.
Yeah.
And that's why Australia,
But-
we're a bunch of fucking
And they
pussies
leave
here.
it until someone gets shot.
Yeah.
Then they storm in.
No, 2 people.
Yeah, a guy,
Go.
a guy at a dress-up party with a fake gun,
Getting a copy.
getting a copy, gets shot.
There's-
no question.
There's no waiting for that. No waiting for that. That's insanity. That is actually insanity.
What's wrong with us here, man?
It's so fucked up.
It's chalk and cheese, Johnny.
Chalk and cheese all the way.
dude, your kid could get pinged for having a fake gun at like a dress-up party for his like 6-year-old
It might
birthday.
get shot.
Yeah, can you picture the Madge staring over the fence, like starchy, crusty old fucking woman.
Well, he did. He was holding a gun.
Yeah. Cops just come and like turn the whole party upside down, like the
jumping castle, the jumping castle.
Just punch
cake, the fairy bread. Just the clown gets punched.
Yeah, man. Like Teamsters fucking cleaning up.
The clown's on the ground, hands on his back, 2 guys with guns through his head. What the fuck's going on here?
It's just Binky the Clown.
I didn't do anything.
Wait, I'm going to try to find a picture.
I reckon that's one of the saddest things that you could ever see. A clown out of character. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, terrified.
I'm going to find it.
Not happy at all.
Dude, like...
the happiest clown full of terror, huh?
Terrified. I'm just picturing this clown
Just trying to blow up a balloon. And,
just wetting himself. You know what I mean? Seeing a clown out of character, like completely like to be a clown.
Wait, I found something similar. I found a clown getting pistol whipped.
Dude, like, other than Gacy, that, you know, used his clown shtick to like get close to kids. Yeah, they always say like the sad clown or the evil clown. Like it's a cliche for horror movies and shit. But you think about it realistically.
the essence of a clown is super happiness.
Yeah, like, dude, you become a clown essentially because you want to entertain kids
Make
and
people
make some
happy.
money.
To make people happy.
You know what I mean? Like, I put up with my job because I need money, right? Yes, but being a clown it's like a choice. You know what I mean? Like, so, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like, all right, dude, you can work as a garbo, or, you know, you try and look for bottom tier jobs. You know what I mean? You want to work in a warehouse packing boxes, or put on the fat pants, put on the makeup, get the wig on.
No one knows who you are.
Learn how to make balloon animals. Yeah. Put stickers on your... Go buy a VW bug. Yeah. Put stickers on it and rabbit ears. And go to the kids' party.
And go get paid $60 an hour.
Yeah. And dance for like 5 hours to screaming kids.
Yeah. Dance, Roman.
That's a choice, man. Like, it's a choice. My sister, at my nephew's birthday, they had like a clown, like this girl, and she was like doing balloon animals. I cracked it because I wanted to make something for me. She ran out of balloons. Like, why?
Should have punched her.
Yeah. But like, think about it, right? Like, she didn't have any malice in her voice. She was interacting with kids. Like, it takes a certain type of someone.
Because all the kids have got that view of horror clowns.
Yeah.
Of all that kind of stuff now. You see a clown at a birthday, you always look at him twice, like he's fucking...
He's got the booze on his breath. You remember the clowns when we were kids? You know what I mean? Some angry guy, Larry, that's just... He's got the smokes.
And he drives on like a 1987 Mazda 323. Rocks up and it's like got smoke pouring out. And the rims like all fucked up.
Interceptor rims. Duct tape on the back window.
Just backfiring.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that 6-year-old?
As he arrives.
Could you imagine? He's blaring Metallica and Justice for All.
Just finished his spliff before he gets out.
He's wiping beer from his mouth.
Puts on some links.
No, you're right. You totally do profile clowns like that. You're like, there's something dodgy about you.
Yeah, but could you imagine on that 6-year-old's birthday, the cop SWAT, and the clown goes, right, it's go time.
Like Bill Murray. That's Quick Change, the movie I was
How sick
telling
is
you about.
that? Yeah.
Dude, that's the movie I was telling you about. Bill Murray's best movie, Quick Change.
Quick Change.
Yeah.
How sick is that? Me and Bill Murray share a birthday.
Really?
Yeah. There you go.
Well,
there's a fun fact.
Yeah.
Bill Murray.
You think about it, how quickly, like, I reckon it's probably one of the biggest, like, it's like finding out the Easter Bunny doesn't exist and all that sort of shit. I think seeing a clown...
What do you mean the Easter Bunny doesn't exist?
He's a grown man, nearly 33 years old. What do you mean?
There's no
Santa Claus?
Huh?
Yeah, it's just...
My world is collapsing around me.
End of podcast.
My world is collapsing around me. What's going on here?
Dude, you think about it. Seeing a fucking clown at a birthday, like, you know, all the kids are playing, you've wandered off to go take a piss, or like, you know...
The clown's trying to pick up the auntie.
Yeah. Like, the clown is out the back just talking to the parents.
Having a smoke.
He's having a smoke. He's at the side of the house, like, part of his outfit's already off. He's just having a durry. How shattering is that image, man?
Yeah.
I think about it now as an adult, and it's such a sad sort of sight. Because the clown generally is like,
He's the one guy that's supposed to be happy and upbeat,
and like
not
he's
down on his luck.
He's a complete facade of a character that's just like an illusion where
Pure
you look
joy.
at him and you're meant to envision happiness,
Pure
and
joy.
jubilance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you see him get in his Mazda 323 and drive away.
Light a smoke.
I
And light a smoke.
gotta
Yeah.
find a car
Yeah.
and save it. Like,
Like the clown in what's it called? Uncle Buck at the start. He rocks up and he's fucking drunk.
Yeah. Yeah. Or even like a Bad Santa sort of scenario, same sort of thing.
Bad Santa was a gun movie.
You know, you just see Santa fucking some little, and you just destroy it as a kid. Same sort of thing with the clown.
Guy we
See,
worked
it'd be
with.
something like that.
Yeah, totally.
Dude, I'm a guy we worked with said to me, "You've never seen Bad Santa?" I'm like, "Nah, I never did." He goes, "Dude, if there's one person that needs to watch Bad Santa, it's you."
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like, why? And then I remember I watched it, and as soon as I watched it, I put a screenshot of Billy Bob sitting at the bar, like having a durry and a scotch, and put it up as my facey profile picture, and he commented straight away, "It's like looking into a mirror of the future." I'm like, yes, dude.
Told you you'd love it.
Yeah, man. I reckon that's probably one of the most shattering sort of illusions being destroyed.
To see a clown crying and cowering in fear, that would just be...
Oh, dude, to see a clown completely drop character,
Yeah.
like, you're like, hey, kids, and all of a sudden SWAT team comes in, belts someone up, it's like, hey, man, I just worked. Bang.
Yeah, life over as a kid.
Punched in the jaw with the bottom of a shotgun. Just on the motions. Fucking hit me like this. Just fucking bang!
Just a blunt hit to the head.
Shut up.
And he'll look like that clown of Billy Madison, when he hits his head on the ground, there's blood coming out. Hang on a second, I gotta find it, I'm gonna post it.
There has got to be like an AA group for traumatized clowns, man.
Oh, for sure.
Clowns would, I reckon they'd have PTSD at some point.
Yeah.
How many kids' birthdays you get fucking, kicked at or laughed at?
Even looked down upon, like, by rich parents or something as well.
You
Like,
don't treat the guy that's the clown, you treat him like an ass. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Get out there and do your fucking show.
Yeah, like dance.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a hammer blow.
Make my kids smile.
He just gets a hammer blow, got blood running out of his mouth, blood on the ground.
Do you know why? Because I reckon rich parents that can afford clowns for their kid's birthday probably know what they're paying this cunt, but they don't see him as doing anything really important. They're just like, I'm not saying all parents, I'm just saying there'd be parents that would look down at him like, oh, what are we paying this cunt to
I
do?
wouldn't, that's mad. Like, it keeps the kids busy for a couple of hours, and like,
but there would be, like, especially, I reckon now, like, children's entertainment like that is more respected field than it was, say, when we were kids.
Oh yeah, lose clown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There has to be a PTSD sort of group.
Where they band together and
just talk about
find comfort in each other.
He was trying to do a kid's birthday or some shit. Some kid came up and like dropped the whole thing of Gatorade on him, or like,
And then everyone laughed.
Some little punk kicked me in the shin, and like, I was down for like an hour.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
And there's always that sad clown with
The tragic clown.
Yeah.
Actually, that's speaking of which, man. Jerry Lewis fucking passed away this week.
Yeah, that's sad.
He was one of the last legends that I was sort of waiting out. Him, Mel Brooks is another one who's probably on the verge soon as well.
Yeah, because he's getting there.
Yeah, dude, Mel Brooks would be fucking in his 90s now, for sure, man.
What's Jerry Lewis famous for? Refresh my memory.
Are you joking?
No, I know a little bit.
Dude, okay, hang on a second, man, because I Instagrammed this fucking photo, and it actually, the reality of it depressed me. Okay, do you know who any of those two people are?
Trying to read the text.
No, fuck the text.
Nah.
You're not going to tell from the text.
Nah.
Oh, I guess who the other guy is?
Yeah.
Is that Martin?
Yeah. Dude, you're fucked. It's a picture of Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, right? In their youth, like they're young.
You're right, he's 91.
Mel Brooks?
Yeah.
For sure, man.
Shit.
Yeah. It's a picture of a young Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis when they first got together, right? You don't know who Dean Martin was?
Not really.
He was a crooner from like the 40s and like that era. Like Sinatra, he was in the Rat Pack.
Smooth motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm not too well.
When you're
First.
like a big pizza boy,
That's,
like his whole booze riddled fucking persona.
Makes me want to go outside and play some stickball, Trollman.
Sweetly!
You don't know who Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis are from a picture. You've lost a lot of respect right now.
Sorry, man. I'm just not into that whole. I'm not into that whole Rat Pack crooner.
Oh, sorry,
thing.
Crowded House.
But I
You know what I mean?
thought you said you liked those years, like those.
Yeah, Midnight Oil, Crowded House. Yeah, you would recognise fucking what's his name? The cunt that sang from REM. What's his fucking name? The lead singer from REM.
Yeah, what is his name?
You know his name.
No, I actually don't.
Irving
Michael
Garrett.
isn't it
Irving
Michael
Garrett from fucking Midnight Oil?
Wait, the guy from REM's name's Michael something.
I can't remember. Dude, even Peter Carrot from fucking...
They're touring.
Oh, you've got tickets.
Oh,
Johnny's
let's
got
go.
Tickets.
Let's go, boys.
Would you go?
Nah,
know
I
you-
don't like them that much.
Shut up.
I just like
I don't
something.
like them at all. But you would recognise Garrett's bald head from the back.
I would.
From like 100 miles away in a crowd shot. You know what I mean?
Because he's closer to my...
It's like...
That's Garrett, that's him!
You know, we'd be watching a news break. It's like alt-right organisation, Rise Up Australia, found it like at Wollongabba in a little civil like protest, and you're like, hey, there's Garrett. Like, it's just bald.
There's my boy Peter.
You better get in quick, man. Third and final Melbourne show announced. The other two got sold out.
Oh my god! Oh, we have to go.
Our beds are burning.
Dude, I'll be honest, beds are burning. I've got that. I downloaded that song, but I downloaded a house version. Do you know why? I still remember this. 2007. It was my first time in Sydney as an adult by myself. I was with a mate, and I told you every time I used to go for a good 4 years, 5. Every time I'd go to Sydney, for some reason we'd end up at what was this club called? It was Arc. I think it was called Arc. It was a gay club out in Oxford Street, like in the gay area. Yeah. Every time, like without trying, like we'd end up there. Like we'd start the night on the other side of town, getting some drinks in or whatever.
And you'd find your way home at the end.
Find our way back to that joint. It was sort of like because it was always open late. You know, it was always atmosphere, always music.
This is the remix.
Dude, I'll be honest. I was in that club and
this is the dance remix.
it fucking played. And we were sitting there dancing, and I went up to the DJ. I'm like, dude, what remix was that? And he told me, and I went home and downloaded it, man.
Him got his cock out and started
The
swinging
only
it.
Midnight Hall track I've ever fucking downloaded.
Hey, that's good.
Dancing.
Trollman's full dancing, by the way.
Full circle, poof doof, a sex party where the guy got shot. This was probably playing.
Yeah, we've come back around.
Yeah, man.
Good mix.
But, dude, what I was saying about the Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis thing, I put this post up after I woke up and saw the news, Lewis has passed away, la la la. I put this photo up on Instagram. I grew up watching Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin movies, right? I grew up watching them, like Saturday after school, after Greek school, my sister and I, like, glued to the TV. My
So
favorite
is Sinatra a little bit earlier than...
No, the same era.
Same era.
Yeah, because Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., and who was the other cunt? I always forget the other guy.
Man, they slayed some box, man.
Oh, dude. They were like, you know what they were? They were like the Snoop Dogg, Warren G, Dr. Dre, corrupt era of the 40s, you know what I mean? Like the Elvis era. They were there before Elvis, man.
But they were doing the same thing, just slightly different style.
Yeah, man.
A big difference
Dude,
in style.
they were the kings. Like, Frank Sinatra is like one of the all-time legends of society, man.
Sinatra, Martin, Sammy Davis, Peter Lawford.
That's it.
And Joey Bishop.
Joey Bishop, yeah. I always forget Peter Lawford.
Oh, Joey B, of course.
You're an idiot.
The
You
Rat
had no
Pack.
idea who
You
any of those
had
men
no
are.
idea fucking
I know
Lewis was and Dean Martin.
I know Joey B.
The only one more famous than Dean Martin was Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
They were both equal, like, in their own right. But this is what I put up on Insta. I said, it's sad to know that most people born after 1988 probably have no clue who either of these men in this photo are. Like, Dean Martin?
I fall into that category.
You've been proven wrong, because you got... When were you born?
84.
Yeah, I wasn't big into that sort of scene. Like I never, like...
As a kid.
Took to it.
Like as a...
Yeah, but it was on TV. Yeah, there was like Abbott and
Busy
Costello.
watching Amazing.
Yeah. Or Captain Planet or
Okay,
something.
do you ever watch Abbott and Costello movies? Or do you not know who...
That's
No, I
slapstick
know,
kind of...
not really, no.
No?
You don't know who Abbott and Costello are?
No, I know who they are. I
Okay.
just never watched the movies.
Like, do you watch Three Stooges?
No.
Okay, but you know who they are. Would you recognise them if we showed you a photo? Okay. Anyway, that's fine. You got some credibility back. Just.
I'm sitting there
I think it was
giving
the
him the
black and
dirty
white.
look.
I think it was the black and white film that turned me off it, like the look of it.
Dude, we were fucking 5 when this shit was still, like, getting replayed on TV.
Yeah, like the suits and the black and the white. I just never took to it, but that's just me. Whatever. They're still probably
You
legends.
are so coddled, man. In that bubble of yours, I got no idea. Like, now... I can't imagine. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. But
Not a Rat Pack boy.
it shit me because, like, Jerry Lewis, man, like, he's an inspiration for fucking countless comedians and actors. Like Jim Carrey, man, like, all the slapstick-based humour. Jerry Lewis was one of the first to make it okay to, like, look like a complete fool on TV, like, in a movie. To gain, like, laughs or... Like, does that make sense?
Like make fun of yourself sort of thing. Yeah.
He went all out to give himself shit. Dude, The Nutty Professor, that was a Jerry Lewis movie, originally. Yeah, like the Eddie Murphy remake. Nutty Professor was a thing. The Bellboy. There's countless fucking movies, man. And then after they split up, because they made like 16, 17 movies like as a group. Dean Martin played the straight man. He was funny in his own right, and he was a good actor. But both of them could sing, they could dance, and they could act. So like triple threat comedy duo from like back then, right?
I think that's what I didn't like, the singing and the dancing in the movies. It kind of seemed silly to me.
Do you watch Elvis movies?
Gotta win this race.
Every time. I think we've referenced it like 80 times in this podcast. Dude, that
cool, refreshing drink.
Dude, that Eddie Murphy line.
Nice crooner voice.
Dude, that Eddie Murphy line from fucking Delirious.
Yeah, he can.
That's still one. Every time someone mentions an Eddie Murphy,
that's it. That's the
an
line.
Elvis movie.
Yeah.
Anyone that's seen Delirious straight away, it's like, Elvis gotta win this race. I gotta win this race. Every time.
Let him sing all his dialogue.
Fuck. No, that's what they did do. They sang and they danced. Like, have you watched an Elvis movie? It's the most boring shit in the world.
Yeah, I used to just find it silly. That's why I didn't.
He's a cowboy, a sailor, a marine,
a copper,
a rouseabout. You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
A drifter that goes town to town singing his love songs.
Yeah, it's the same shit.
And scams everyone out. And
he's a
smashes
sailor.
box.
He's a sailor who rocks up to a port, finds the hottest bird in the port,
smashes it,
and then smashes it. He's a cowboy who strolls into the town,
and then at the end
finds the hottest bird and smashes it.
And at the end, the ship is leaving. He's just playing on his guitar in the sunset.
Dude, he's a GI in the army. They fly into a fucking village, finds the hottest box, smashes it.
He's giving her the clap,
and he does a show somewhere through the thing.
Yeah.
There's always an excuse. He's a racing car driver. Finds the hottest bird at the next town, smashes it, and does a show.
And then wins the race.
Yeah. Like, there's some mechanical fault in the engine. Like, you see a gear just fall out.
Somehow he still makes it and wins.
You see a gear just come straight out of the engine.
He still wins.
It's a giant cog.
He still wins because he's Elvis.
But the car keeps going. The car keeps going.
A cock falls out of the rotary. Car just starts billowing smoke.
Then it goes faster.
Yeah, it still
then
makes
it takes off.
Speaking of old, after this I'll tell you. Just remind me.
See why I didn't like it? I found it silly.
Dude, I've just seen the cog just fall out. There's that intense close-up of the gears. And then, you know what's funny? I'm just realising it now. If you're in a Formula 1 car, everything's like digital. You got like LED screens in your helmet. You know what I mean? Like, you could see the water levels. Fucking Jacques Villeneuve, man, he could have checked his fucking facey while he's driving. You know what I mean?
Puts on an autopilot.
Yeah, he's just driving.
On Tinder.
He's like, okay, Google, fucking call my wife. He's like, hello. Hey, listen, babe.
I want to be late tonight.
Yeah, he's just, what are you doing? Oh, pit stop, but I've got to fly around. I'm still going to...
Got about 4 laps left.
Elvis driving his cantankerous fucking vehicle. Dude, one of those. Dude, as soon as the cog falls out, he knows something's wrong. It's like, dude, what do you mean? Like he's looking at the dash and shit's lighting up.
Elvis race car movie.
Is like bouncing back and forth.
He made this movie in 1968 called Speedway.
Yeah, man. Speedway. Dude, the taco. Just Christmas tree lights.
Yeah, the taco is just bouncing off the full and empty.
Dude, it's doing the full 360 arm.
Yeah.
And then he sings about it.
It's a movie called Speedway. He's holding a guitar. And he's wearing a suit.
So silly.
Oh, fuck. Intense close-up of Elvis's face because something's gone wrong.
Yeah, sweaty forehead.
And then the commentator calling the race is like, something's wrong with number 16. And it's like, what? How can you possibly know anything? A cock just fell out of the rotary.
Look at the Nancy Sinatra was on this album.
Yeah, man.
Look at the Speedway fucking...
Speedway. I want to be in that movie, man.
Let's make a remake. Oh, Speedway.
Didn't they do a remake of that movie?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure they did.
It bombed.
Yeah, they did fuck all. Anyway.
The whole tranny
I want that poster. Up here.
Yeah.
I want that poster here.
We need an Elvis poster in here.
We do. You know what? No matter what, Elvis was the king, man.
Yeah, man.
Just smashed box and took pills, man.
Died taking a shit.
Yeah, man. A dream.
What a way to go. You want to talk about how you're going to go? There's a dream. Taking a dump in your bathrobe, man. With a fistful of pills.
Fuck you all.
Seriously, dude. He died taking a dump. The king of rock.
What he became.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. Oh, fuck. You know, he was like 22 or something, or 23 when he built Graceland, like that fucking mansion. Dude, that's the equivalent of like Mayweather or, you know, Eminem or Bieber now.
Yeah.
Dude, like, and it's in the 40s.
Yeah.
It's in the 50s.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
You kind of forget, how what it would actually be like. He would have been so famous, but you don't see him like that. Like it
Nah, it's just a joke on Saturday afternoon television.
But he was like the pinnacle of like stars.
Dude, girls used to like wet themselves when they used to see him. Like literally. Like,
Start squirting straight away.
Dude, he was the king man, and they used to say he was he's the devil because the way he used to move.
Yeah, they got the name Elvis the Pelvis because of his hips. The first time he was on like a Tonight Show or something performing, he was like shaking his hips, and they would only shoot him from the waist up.
Yeah.
Did not need a sex swing, old Elvis.
Nah, have you seen his old videos, dude? He's so charismatic.
Yeah.
Look,
Dude,
I was
smooth.
I was watching something on TV the other day. I can't remember where I was seeing it, but they were just showing footage of like some of his first shows. He's got the fucking. He was a good-looking kid.
Dude, I used to watch a lot of Elvis because my mum loved Elvis
man.
growing up. So as a kid, anytime like on a Saturday afternoon, she'd have fucking Elvis on. So I watched a lot of Elvis, man.
It's weird, dude.
But he was a smooth moving
Had the X Factor, safe to say.
dude.
Dude, he invented the X Factor. Elvis invented the X Factor, man.
The moves with the hips, the bodies.
But, like, you watch some of those things, it's like, dude, this good-looking kid fucking doing dance moves and singing in ways no one had ever seen at that point.
God, win this race.
I love how no one can name an Elvis song. Like, I couldn't give you the lyrics from an Elvis song, but I know the fucking Eddie Murphy.
Blood, sweat, shoe.
In the Ghetto was always one of my favourites. That was more of a sad one. In the Ghetto.
In the Ghetto. Can you name 10 Elvis songs? Could you name 10 Elvis songs?
Fuck no. In the Ghetto, I know.
Blue Suede Shoes, In the Ghetto,
Jailhouse Rock.
Jailhouse Rock, which was some of these were covers as well. Hound Dog, he did a cover of
Ain't
Hound Dog.
nothing but a hound.
Yeah, Love Me Tender.
Yeah, that's a good song though.
What else? I seriously, off the top of my head, I couldn't think of anything.
But would it have been different? I always think back because Elvis was a twin. Right?
Yeah, one died in
Could you imagine two Elvises? Like, as in, they could have been a dynamic duo, man. They would have smashed boxes throughout the country.
Like those, you know those bodybuilder twins? They're guys on YouTube. The two black guys with green eyes that just smash.
Dude, or one would have been ugly, like the ugly brother that just didn't get fame.
Elvis and Melvis.
Melvis was just doomed to not make the limelight.
Melvis had a little hot dog stand out in South Dakota.
Gave him some job like a runner or a PA or something. It's like the Jackson 5.
Watch my jokes, Melvis.
Melvis? Can you imagine the dressing rooms? Dude, Elvis has got like the big gold star with the lights on his dressing room. Melvis is just getting shown like the janitor's closet. It's like, oh, look, mate, the mop is here. The sawdust is here. We've got a lot of vomiters at this show. What do you mean, vomiters? Your brother's a riot, mate. Like,
what can I tell you? Like,
look, mate, just be prepared, all right?
All right.
This guy's just sweeping up sawdust in the back. Elvis is in there dancing. Women throwing jocks.
Melvis.
Jock's just landing on Melvis's face and just scrubbing the floors.
Melvis is getting thrown up on. Melvis.
What cunts and parents?
There's a fucking guy that what do they call him? They play Elvis.
Impersonators.
He's called himself Melvis.
What a sick cunt.
This guy. Melvis.
I always hate those guys.
Impressioners?
Yeah,
impersonators.
They always seem so, like, just cheesy or something.
Well, dude, okay, how do you feel
like
about...
they're making a living off just, like...
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you feel about impersonators and stuff?
Honestly, like, I haven't really thought about it much, but seeing that picture of that guy, like the ugly version of Elvis trying to be him, it's kind of gross and weird.
Talking about Melvis?
Yeah, the new Melvis.
So this is what bothers me, dude, because I know an Elvis impersonator, like as in... I know of like a parent of someone I know is an Elvis impersonator, right? I know they make a killing. They make fucking money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not doing anything original, really, are you?
I also know, okay, you think about impersonators, who are the most famous, like, ones? Michael Jackson's, the first one. Elvis. You get Madonna impersonators. Like, there's a whole industry on it, right? Like, it's a career. And then there are people that take it to the next level that get surgery to look like the fucking impersonator.
I find it flattering. Not the surgery bit, but I'd be like, these people love... that person.
It's flattering, right? If you're the celebrity, it's flattering, right? Because imitation is the biggest form of flattery. How do you feel about the actual impersonators as a career choice?
Yeah, and don't like it.
But think about it. How much money could they be making?
Okay.
They're playing at RSLs.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
You gotta hustle. You gotta do a lot of shows.
Because I know someone that's a Michael Jackson impersonator, right? He's got that, right? And for me, like, yeah,
Prince is another impersonator.
Someone had said to me that, they're very talented. They can dance and they can do this and they can do that.
So why don't they become their own?
And I was like,
use those talents.
yeah, but okay, they can dance. They're mimicking this guy's moves. Like they're mimicking Michael. Let's say
it's just
Michael
a full
Jackson.
rip, basically.
Yeah, they're mimicking this guy's moves. For what reason? Like, okay, because you found a way you can make money by mimicking this guy. You can dance the way Michael Jackson did.
I can just copy this guy and make money.
You're not innovative. You didn't invent a dance style. You just copied the guy's repertoire.
I copy and I make money.
But you take it to the next level, and like when we were kids, we played dress-ups. You know what I mean? Like, you impersonate the bad clip, and you've got the glove on, and you walk. Like, dude, I grew up watching Michael Jackson clips, yeah? Like, dude,
what?
You know my mum's house? You know where the living room is, and you've got the hallway?
Oh, dude, you slide to the moonwalk in there.
Yeah. Do you remember,
man.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, do you remember the Michael Jackson clip bad where he goes up to the vent and pulls the vent off and screams?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know where you walk in?
Yeah, you got the
front
wall
door?
there, and you've got the...
Yeah, you know where you walk in from the front door, and you got that frame on the left in the hallway? Me and my sister would pretend like we'd have the song playing, and we'd walk from the living room up to where the frame is, and we were like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, so you'd rip the thing off.
Yeah, and we'd imitate that sort of scene, right? And you did that as a kid. Or you play dress up. So, dude, you pretend you're Superman. You put a fucking towel around your neck.
Yeah, fucking
we did that.
Imagination, man. That's what we had back
imagination,
then.
right?
I had a Robin suit.
This guy, like,
A what?
these
A
people,
Robin suit. Like a Robin?
Trust
Always
you
the bridesmaid, never the bride. Huh?
You know why? He wanted the codpiece? Just the shorts, the boy shorts.
I did.
He wanted to be Batman's little boy.
And the fucking Zorro mask like a fucking rapist.
Well, yeah, he
There's
wanted
a
to
picture
be...
of it. There's a picture of it somewhere.
Oh, you have to pull that photo out.
Dude,
I was in
you know
primary
what?
school.
You know what my family dressed me up in? I've got a photo of in army uniform with an M16. I will find that fucking photo and I'll post it for you guys.
So you were a soldier and I was Robin.
You wanted to be Batman's little toy boy.
Yeah, I've actually got photos of me in the backyard with like my next door neighbour. We've got like fake M16s.
Yeah,
and,
man.
that sort of shit.
I guess that's the difference in
Yeah,
our...
playing cops and robbers.
Yeah, but that's the difference in the demographic, how we got raised. Like,
never
I
had
grew up around guns. Like, your old man had
Yeah.
guns. My grandfather had guns. Like, we grew up with shotguns in the house. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, dude. I've said it before. I vividly remember going into my old man's, like, into my parents' bedroom, going to the cupboard, and where my old man... This is like... I was a kid, because they changed the gun laws in 96, you know, when after Martin Bryant, they reformed everything, yeah? It wasn't illegal. Like, after 96, some of the biggest reforms were no semi-automatic weapons, no fully automatic weapons were thrown out. Dude, I got relatives with Kalashnikov fucking rifles. I fired an AK when I was like 10. You know, before 96, right? And then after that, it was the buyback or all that sort of shit. Another reform was guns had to be locked in a fucking safe that was fucking heavy or bolted to the ground. That was the thing. And ammunition had to be locked up in a separate compartment with a separate lock.
I've got the coolest gun, right? My grandfather bought it from him from Greece.
Yeah.
And he's still got it in his fucking sock drawer. He thinks no one knows, right? But it's old school. I don't know if it was...
kick his granddad's house in hell tomorrow.
Next minute.
I haven't even edited it yet, but they're fucking booting it down.
No.
Find ISIS,
But it's-
found 3 useless cunts doing a podcast. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's... but I don't know if it was his dad's. Like, it's been passed down. It's so cool, man. Old school. Just a single trigger, powder.
Oh, that's mad.
And it's got the patterns on it.
Yeah.
It's heavy as fuck. And I already bagged it. Like, as in I said, that's
I
mine.
want-
Yeah,
it's
and he
mine.
goes, okay. I go, where is it? He goes, I don't know, I've got to find it. It's in his sock drawer. We all know. It's been there since we were kids. Because I used to go in there as a kid and grab it and run around the bed and on the room and just play with it. Yeah, with a real gun.
Dude, I've said it before. I remember, before 96...
Aiming it right at your sister's face. Like,
Dude, before 96, you could have your weapons anywhere. It didn't matter. As long as it was secure to you, it was secure.
Yeah.
Dude, my dad had a fucking 22 rifle with a magazine
It's a gauge, man. Just
in between his fucking jackets and sport jackets and coats, like in his cupboard. I still remember it.
just hanging there right for the
It was
picking.
just sided, like upright on a shelf in between his fucking coats. And I'd go in there to grab like gloves or a jacket or something, and I would just, as a kid, you'd go in and just see this fucking rifle.
Yeah, I had the same sort of
But you wouldn't think
experience,
anything of it as kids.
I didn't think anything
like
of it.
Now, if a kid
yeah. It
went
was
to
just like, that's a gun, okay.
Yeah, but if a kid nowadays went to and saw a gun, they'd be like, oh, what the hell? Like, why?
Yeah.
Because of...
But dude, my old man taught me to respect that fucking thing, man. He showed me how to fire it when I was a kid. So I knew exactly what it did.
Take it
and
apart, clean it.
Yeah, take it apart, clean it, and
Yeah.
not fuck with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This was a dangerous thing that you didn't just play with.
Gave you the knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, like, they're banning cops and robbers because it incites violence. Like, well, what do you want, man? Dude, we watched Demolition Man the other night, by the way.
Oh, mad.
Demolition Man, it's such a fucking, like, it's a piss take on... Dude, that Demolition Man came out in 93.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But they fucking predicted so much shit.
Yeah, that's why I love that.
Swearing isn't allowed. Dude, they're walking around with iPads.
Yeah, full police state.
Yeah, it's a full police nanny state,
Yeah.
and it's so on point.
Yeah.
You get told off for swearing, no fucking sex, no nothing. And then, like, cops are completely useless because they've never dealt with violence.
Yeah, they're just like shells of fucking
Yeah,
people.
it's like, oh, what do we do? He's being antagonistic. Like, fucking deal with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
At the same time, there are a lot of plot holes that don't make sense. You know how, like, the police authorities...
They didn't need to.
They've got no idea. Like, yeah, he's so barbaric. But then the age gaps between, like, the villain and the cop, they're the same age.
Yeah.
So they would have grown up in the same fucking
Same era.
How can one guy be completely clueless, like, oh, I've never seen this before, and then one person be, like, you know,
Yeah.
completely like, oh, I'm evil, I know how to deal with it.
Yeah, totally.
We're tearing apart. It's
Totally,
the best
totally.
movie ever, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Wesley Snipes kills it.
Well, we were going through our old videos at my grandfather's house.
Yeah.
You know what I found? What movie I found?
No, you don't.
What do you think is Arnold Schwarzenegger's worst movie ever?
Worst
hang on,
movie ever? That's a big call.
I mean, he's had some great movies.
As in, he's the main actor billing,
Yeah.
or just as a featured actor? Because I was going to say
No.
Batman and Robin would have to be there.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Look at his face.
Probably.
Like, is another movie made in 93? 93 was a big year for these kind of movies.
I'm trying to picture 93.
Schwarzenegger in the early 90s.
Kindergarten Cop was like 94, I think.
But that was good. Kindergarten
Last
Cop was-
Action Hero.
Ah! I had the game on my Super Nintendo.
Last
Great
Action
game.
Hero was just a piss take part.
Yeah.
It's a shit movie, but it's a piss take.
Actually, I was going through the box and I found it.
Robert Patrick's got the best cameos, T-1000. You know when he comes out of the police station? Yeah. He takes a piss of himself.
Because you said 93, old movie Demolition Man. I'm like, oh, my memory. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a shit movie.
I Looking back.
Yeah, I remember the game. The game was
I
good.
lost my train of thought. What the fuck were we talking about?
Demolition Man.
No, before that. Like Elvis, fuck! I've completely... Something
We
about guns.
literally mentioned something and we just
I know,
snowballed.
I've unraveled, like, I've completely unraveled right now. Something about Elvis's influence. Oh, Jerry Lewis and the Clown.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, back to Jerry. Yeah. Kind of took a bit of a detour there.
Yeah, there was two things I was going to mention, because you mentioned the Clown and Jerry Lewis. I was going to talk about Jerry Lewis's death. Did you? Because you didn't know much about him. A lot of people don't fucking know the real shit, other than the fact that he was an iconic actor or whatever.
Dude, my grandfather would watch Jerry Lewis, even though he didn't know English.
You just
But
related to his characters.
Yeah,
You know
it was
what I mean?
so cool. He
It's a
thought it was
caricature.
hilarious.
It was just a caricature of himself, right?
Yeah, it's not that I wasn't aware of it. I'd always just see like them doing those weird dance moves in the black and white, and it was nothing that I really took to. I kind of just looked away.
Yeah.
from it.
Dude, it was in the movie with Robert De Niro. What's it? The King of Comedy. It was that movie was the first movie I watched when I moved into my apartment. Because I downloaded, I hadn't seen it ever. I just always heard about it, and always heard about how it was an important movie, like in the 80s or whatever. I remember I just gotten the couch put into my house, and I was sick as a dog. I'd taken the day, I'd gone to work, left early, blinds got installed, couches got delivered on the same day, fucked myself to clean the joint up. Then I left. I remember I was in Clayton. It was Saturday night, and I was talking to my mum, and I was just angry because like something had gone charged. I got fined. Like, there was all this shit that had gone wrong, and I just had no money, and I was sick as a dog. And then I just packed my bag. She goes, where are you going? I go, I'm going to the apartment. She goes, what are you going to do? I go, well, it's fucking costing me an arm and a leg. I haven't even fucking moved in properly. I'm going to enjoy it. I went there. I made a laksa noodle soup because I was sick. Put my feet in hot water, in a bucket of hot water.
Oh,
with the
one of those days, vegging out on the couch.
And I watched King of Comedy with Robert De Niro and Jerry Lewis. And Jerry Lewis plays essentially himself, but another guy named Jerry. And it's a fucking dark movie. It's fucked up. Like, Robert De Niro is like this stalker sort of character that's got this delusion in his head. It's really dark. But you can see Jerry Lewis's acting chops. Dude, the guy died, he was 91 years old or whatever, when Jerry died, right? He died, it was confirmed today, the coroner found that he died of like heart disease. Dude, do you know what his medical conditions are? Jerry Lewis's medical conditions? Mind you, he was a singer-actor, because after him and Martin split up, he became established in his own right. Like, people realised, hey, he can still act, he can still do comedy, he can still sing and dance. And he was doing motivational speaking, public tours, all that sort of shit, right? Johnny Depp saw him a couple of years ago when he was in Australia, and he said it's probably one of the best fucking shows he's seen, because Jerry Lewis was still active to the point where he was telling jokes and singing and dancing, like he hadn't lost it yet.
Yeah.
Right? Dude, do you want to see... Oh, and what people don't know, aren't aware of, is philanthropy. That's what I put up on Insta.
Very generous, man.
Yeah, he was an incredibly generous guy.
Gave back.
Yeah,
Gave back.
Dude, most of his fortune, man.
Dude, he was... hang on, I'll find it.
He was very, very... very kind
just
person.
a philanthropist, man. Charity work for muscular dystrophy. He was the chairman of the Muscular Dystrophy Association, man, for fucking... He never had it. But he was literally... He started hosting the telethons to benefit the joint from 52 to 59. And then from 1966 to 2010, every Labor Day weekend in the States, he hosted the annual Jerry Lewis MDA telethon. Over nearly half a century, he raised over $2.6 billion in donations.
And that's not including... Because I heard he used to give a lot of his own money.
Yeah.
To, like, things.
Dude, he was a chairman of this thing for fucking, like, 50 years,
Dude, $2.6 billion.
That's a lot of money, man. Like, a lot of fucking money. But do you want to, like, dude, do you want to hear his medical conditions? This is how fucked up it was, man. And, like, mind you, when was his first movie?
He was a short-statured man.
Yeah, he was a small Jew, dude. Like, you know? Dude, he was born in 26, right? 1926. And by 15, he had his, like, whole act and shit where he mimed to music and shit, right? During World War II, he was rejected for military service because of a heart murmur. He gained attention with Dean Martin. They formed in 1946, right? That's when he first formed.
So he was 21.
Dude, he was still touring until a couple years ago. 46, he developed his first sort of act. So he was like 20 years old. Yeah? They were on early live television. The first one on June 20th, 1948, which was later became the Ed Sullivan Show. Yeah. So they're like on the Ed Sullivan Show, all the Johnny Carson, all that sort of shit. You know what I mean? All the movies and shit that he did, like all through the 60s. It's not like now where you get on YouTube and you get like 1 million views for a song in like 4 days. Do you know what I mean? This is like in the fucking start of it, right? Like, and then, like I said, he inspired like fucking heaps of different actors, comedians. Professor Frink is the Nutty Professor. Hey, like, that's Professor Frink. That's Jerry Lewis, dude. That is Hank Azaria doing a Jerry Lewis impression. Get his fucking health issues. You'll lose it. Listen to this shit, yeah? This is off Wikipedia. Lewis had a number of illnesses and addictions relating both to aging and a back injury. It was like doing some fucking routine on it. He fell off like a piano or something, and accident nearly left him paralyzed in 65, right? Became addicted to Percodan for 13 years. He's been off drugs since 78. Then he had like a neurostimulator put in his back in 2002 to just reduce the discomfort. Get this, man.
So just years of gyrating his knees and his hips, just totally...
It was just, yeah, he just had heaps of... Listen to this shit. 2011, during a documentary, right, Method to the Madness of Jerry Lewis, Lewis said he had his first heart attack while filming Cinderfella in 1960. 1960, he had a heart attack. 1982, he had another heart attack en route to San Diego from New York on a cross-country commercial flight. In 2006, he had another heart attack. Then he had pneumonia, as well as a severely damaged heart. Had a cardiac catheterization. 2 stents were inserted just to unblock his arteries. Right? He had lung issues.
Was he a smoker or something? Or?
They all were, man.
40s, like everyone.
Dude, that picture that Dim showed you, Dean Martin had a cigarette in his hand.
Dude, they all smoked.
Yeah.
Who in the 40s and 50s didn't have a ciggy in their hand?
Yeah.
Like, dude, that only started getting phased out like 10, 15 years ago. You know what I mean?
I wonder if they were like harsher with the chemicals and stuff.
Yeah, dude, they would have been straight fucking
arsenic.
Yeah, man.
Just glug, 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 glug.
Yeah, man. Dude, get this, right? Lewis had prostate cancer, diabetes, pulmonary fibrosis, and decades-long history of heart disease. No shit.
It's like Mr. Burns with all the diseases that won't fit through the door, and he's...
He had heart issues, like, you know, hypoglycemia, like, all this shit, man. In 2016, he acknowledged that he might not star in any more films, given his advanced age, and admitted through tears...
Good idea.
While admitting through tears that he was afraid of dying as it would leave his wife and daughter alone. Then he had, like, a UTI earlier in June this year, and was hospitalised.
So he didn't even think about himself, he was just worried about his wife and his kid.
And in the end, he died, right, at 91... And the cause was end-stage cardiac disease and peripheral vascular disease. Dude, this guy had prostate cancer, diabetes, pulmonary fibrosis, like all this shit.
And he survived to 91.
And managed to raise how many $1 billion over 50 years? They get people calling in sick because they feel they've got a migraine, you know what I mean?
It's like,
you know, the
Can't be
fucking
fucked.
tacos from last night gave me a heartburn. No, I'm not going in for the
I actually had
next 3 days.
tacos yesterday for dinner.
Yeah.
So did I.
So did I. What?
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
You look at an individual like that, right?
You can't survive.
Tacos.
I love tacos, man. Tacos rule.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know, like, I knew what he'd done as far as like his charity and stuff and his movies, but I didn't know he fucking had all these ailments.
Yeah.
Prostate cancer and diabetes. Just keep fucking going. You know what I mean?
Sir, you should really slow down. Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Nah, I got shit to do.
I gotta dance.
Man, how insane is that?